this will be a quick little journaling session. And this journaling session was inspired from a few different places, but really the idea that we can prepare for tomorrow today was a very empowering thought for me. Because especially like those of us that come from the kundalini background, the morning ritual is such an important component of that practice. And the idea that we can just wake up in the morning, get all of our stuff done, go have a great day, go to work, do the family, handle all the pressure, and kind of figure it out that day, it seems like a lot to me. And the idea that, okay, we could start earlier, we could think about it now, kind of put our plan down, and then even start with the question of, how do you want to feel when you wake up tomorrow? That was a little bit of a game changer for me, because it allowed me to be like, okay, I'm coming towards the end of my day. I feel however I want to feel, but tomorrow is a totally new start. And I would just start to ask myself, well, how do I want to feel when I wake up tomorrow? And let's start with that as the first question. And I have a series of about 15 questions that I took down that have all been meaningful things for me to reflect on. And so I'll just ask a series of questions. You kind of journal down what you think. If it triggers anything for you, then you can put it in the chat box, or we can chat about it. Or we can kind of just go through and see if any of these questions that were meaningful to me would also be meaningful to you. So first one is, how do you want to feel when you wake up tomorrow? And then the attachment to that is, if you want to feel that way tomorrow, what can you do tonight to prepare? Could you set your clothes out? Could you set your food out? Could you, what is it? Yeah, what are the steps that you could do between now and then, so that when you start off tomorrow, you can feel how you want to feel? All right, next question. What's your morning ritual? Rituals are these ideas of habits, practices, belief systems, all tied up into one. Most people have a morning ritual. Wake up, hit the snooze button. Wake up, meditate. Wake up, drink coffee. Wake up, check my email. Wake up, check my Facebook. Wake up, go back to sleep. Wake up, feel awesome. All of these different rituals and habits that we're into in the morning. Don't talk to me until I have my coffee. All of these different things play a part into the rituals. So what are your morning rituals? And you could possibly write down the ones that you like, and then the ones that you wish you could like. All right, can we go to the next one? Yeah, thumbs up. What are 3 meaningful things that you can do tomorrow? What are 3 meaningful things that you could do tomorrow? Okay, next question. What's a hard thing you've been avoiding? What's a hard thing to tackle that you've been avoiding? And then do you want to keep avoiding it? What are 2 things you can do tomorrow that will bring you joy? Ready for the next one? Give me a thumbs up. No? I'll give you a little more time. You good, Ardas? What's one thing you can do for someone close to you? Whether it's a partner, child, friend, someone that is meaningful to you, that will make them very happy. What's one thing you can do that will make someone close to you very happy? Okay, here's just the next few are mind expanding questions. What's one way you can increase your income tenfold? What's one way you could increase your income tenfold? And give it some space. Give it some space to really be realistic about it. And just put some things on paper that it would be one idea or one step you could take that would then lead to a tenfold increase. And then cut me in on it. Ready for the next one? Okay, if what you're doing is 3% of what you're capable of, what is 100%? So if what you're doing now is 3%, what would the whole rest of the 97% be? What would 100% look like? if you were operating at 100% of the level. And you can ask any questions if you need some clarification or whatever. Okay, ready? Next one. Who would be grateful for your phone call tomorrow? Who can you call tomorrow that would be extremely grateful to hear from you? What else would make it a legendary day? So if we think about the amount of memories that we have, and we think about the meaningful experiences we've been through, and we think about our days of the past, some we remember and some we don't. What could we do tomorrow to make it memorable, make it good enough that we actually remember it? What could we do? Okay, last one. What meals and snacks will we have tomorrow? My last one. What meals and snacks? Genevieve isn't here for snack yoga, but that's what made me think of that question. I was like, what will I snack on? Okay, now last thing, okay? So we got our brain going a little bit. Let's make a little schedule. And so we'll just start with the time we wake up and then maybe till the time we go to bed. Okay, so it's just 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And obviously we're not, nobody sticks to it perfect, but let's pull the things that were meaningful on the first thing without being totally crazy, and let's fill it in the day, in the times. So for me, I'm going to get up at 7 and I'm going to do cold shower and meditate. I've been meaning to clean out my gym area. I'm going to make Sienna breakfast, then I'm going to do homeschool from 10 to 2. I have to check when I'm teaching, but that's how I'm going to start off. And that makes me feel really good. I'm going to get something good done. I'm going to get my meditation done. I'm going to kind of do some planning, do a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to get into it. And so as we start to think about, okay, this is how I want to wake up, maybe I'm going to say, actually, I want to wake up feeling energized, because that's important. So that tomorrow when I wake up, I have the thought in my mind, all right, I want to be like excited. I want to be like not just like going through the motions, but I want to feel like I'm all there as soon as I get out of bed. I'm going to call my buddy Dave Dudham, because he's been waiting on me. What would bring me joy? I'm going to rent an excavator. That'll bring me joy. I'm gonna unmute you, Ardas, but Iona, tell me if you want me to unmute you. It's just the feedback.
Hey.
How's your schedule coming, Ardas?
Lots of big open spaces. Oh, now I have things I need to be filling in here. Okay. My schedule is coming along well. I'm remembering things that I had intended to do.
Cool. I'm buying Mother's Day presents. That's a coup. Iona, how's yours coming along? I think she must be on mute. Any questions, guys?
I was just reading over if what you are doing is 3% of your capacity, what would 100% look like, or however you worded it? I understand it conceptually, but how does one really quantify that? How do you really I mean, I get that it's an imagination exercise, but
Correct.
it's a little bit intangible for me.
So I'll give you an example, okay? When I was 16, I traveled by myself from Amritsar to Delhi, and I got mugged by these three guys, and they tried to rob me, and I ran into traffic, and I got hit by an auto rickshaw,
Oh my God.
and I like bounced off of it, and then like escaped down this like side back alley. And I remember thinking, wow, that was very overwhelming. And then like a year and a half ago, I took like 25 people with me from Rishikesh to Delhi, Delhi to Amritsar, Amritsar, Dharamsala, Dharamsala, Delhi, Delhi back to Agra, and then they all departed. And I remember I was reflecting on that story where I was like, wow, 20 years ago, it was a lot for me to just get from Amritsar to Delhi by myself. And like 20 years later, I'm looking after the care and well-being and safety for all these people who had never traveled to India before. And I was like, yeah, that is a major change of thinking. Just in terms of like, wow, this is extremely overwhelming, to not only am I able to take care of myself, but I feel very confident and comfortable looking after these other people that are traveling with me. Is that a helpful example?
Yes, it is.
So you could do it on the feeling level as well, where it's like, wow, like I feel overwhelmed coming up with the responsibilities for this. 100% might be, not only do I feel comfortable with these responsibilities, but I could also take care of all of these other responsibilities also. So that was a nice moment, that was a nice moment for me. And if I were to escalate that further, I would say, okay, like in that specific situation, if taking care of 25 people in that scenario, what if I were to build a hotel in India? Maybe that would be 90, that would be even a higher percent. Like if caring for those 25 people is 3%, perhaps building a whole building a hotel there would be 100%. If I wanted to kind of take my mind in that direction, where I'm caring for the wellness of 200 people all the time. Yeah. And what's helpful about that way of thinking, I find, is sometimes we're feeling overwhelmed with our current situation. When we get that further perspective of, wow, maybe it's possible I could do so much more than this, then it helps. It's always been helpful to me to managing the situations with some more perspective. Anything else? Do you feel good about your day tomorrow? How do you feel about your day tomorrow?
I feel good about my day. I feel like there's a couple of things that I've had on my list basically since Friday, and I just haven't been quite feeling right. Not sick or anything, just a little off. And there's stuff like web sight stuff that I find like a little bit daunting anyway. And so I feel like it's like a gentle negotiation with myself to do it, because I have to, like, I think if I'm not in the space to do something, then it's super frustrating. It takes a really long time. If I'm in flow with it, then I'm like, cool, getting it done. It's not hard. I know what I'm doing, banging it out. And so I've been kind of like waiting for that space to open, but it hasn't been open. Like today was the day that I was like, and now. But I did other things like with my time, you know, I went on a nice bike ride, and, you know, so anyway, now it's on paper. I'm going to be doing that at 10 a.m. That's what I'm doing. So that's good.
Cool. Sometimes the cold showers are the best way to, like, one time I had my ice bath out, and it was like totally frozen over, and I cracked the ice. I stuck my hand in. I was like, oh my God. I went inside and I went and literally paid my estimated taxes. Like, I sat down, went to the IRS website, which I'd been avoiding, paid my taxes, and then went out and did my ice bath. I was like, just anything to procrastinate getting cold. I was like, okay, whatever.
I'd rather pay my taxes than stuff.
Okay, you know, and so sometimes you do a hard thing, like for your health and wellness, and then your tasks are easier to kind of tackle.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's at all helpful to you.
Mm-hmm.
But
I've got my kid doing the Tibetan rites with me now. I did
nice.
theory, and I was like, oh, great. I love these. I haven't done these in a long time. So now it's become like my morning routine again, which it used to be years ago, but it's cool to have it back. And then now my son's doing it, which is so cool, because I've been trying to get him to do yoga with me his entire life, and he is not into it. He's like an atheist. He's like not into chanting. I mean, he's only 8, so I'm leaving it space to chant. But I'm like, how did this happen? So weird.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Iona, I'm gonna unmute you. I manipulating yourself to get less intimidating.
What you just did.
What was that, Iona?
Well, you manipulated yourself by not getting in the ice bath, going in and doing the taxes, anything else. It's like a tricky way to get other things done.
Yes, that's you know, whatever yeah, exactly. It's getting that perspective of yeah. Then that's why I use it. I just use that kind of trick.
Yeah,
Iona, do you feel
I know that one.
Day tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a great day.
Cool. Well, you always have a great day. All right. Well, these were my questions, and this was a little bit of my process.
Yeah. It's helpful.
We can wrap it up here. Keep it short and sweet. I would encourage you to try this every once in a while, like especially if your days aren't going the way that you want. Take a couple minutes before bed. Take a couple minutes in the evening when you start to wind down. Just put some of your thoughts onto paper, and then especially start to create the mindset that you want for going into tomorrow. And I think you'll get some really good gains from doing that.
Thank you.
You got it.
Bye.
Have a great night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.